Yes, I believe we are in live now.
Yep.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Good afternoon or good evening, respective of your country, wherever you are watching us. Welcome to our today's live session with Holmes Education Group, which represents 5 fantastic universities within the UK universities. We have Mr. David with us today from Holmes Education. He is acting as a director of business development for Holmes Education Group, and we are thrilled to get him here today with us for our student to know the update and to know the situation in specifically in due to COVID pandemic, the real scenario. So regarding another thing regarding David, he is in this industry for quite a long time. He has a vast experience. He has spent all of his life nearly in the education sector. So recently, Holmes Education also added their portfolio, the sister university. So it represents now 5 universities altogether. So the beauty of the Holmes Education is you can start the foundation, pre-masters, masters, university direct entry with them. So like everything is in under one umbrella. So they represent St. Mary's University London, University of Bedfordshire for the foundation, University of Ulster for foundation and direct entry, the Chester University also for the direct entry, and the University for the Creative Arts for the foundation and direct entry. So it is a big opportunity for every one of us to know from him the recent update and to know all the thing he has to share with us. Yes, David, here you go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. As I've been introduced here by IG Education and NASA, I am the head of business development for Holmes Education. Very quick explanation of who Holmes Education is for those who don't know. So we're an Australian-based company. We are the largest education provider in Australia. We are the biggest providers of master's business degrees in Australia. And then a few years ago, we started and moved into pathways programs, of which quite rightly we've got five programs at the moment. And we also, as of September, are running our own university program in Dublin as well, which is also available if anyone's interested. As far as our pathways programs are concerned, we work with the University of Bedfordshire, Creative Arts, Chichester, Worcester, and St. Mary's. We do, in fact, offer, as NASA quite rightly said, foundation programs. We also offer international year one programs, and we also offer pre-masters. For students who may be a little bit confused about what that means. So a foundation program is for students who haven't quite got the entry requirements to enter directly. They will be able to apply for a 2-semester or potentially a 1-semester program to be able to prepare themselves for their first year at university. We also operate a university international year one program at St. Mary's and Chichester. That's for, and Worcester as well, that's for students who just missed out on the criteria. So that the international year one runs parallel with normal year one. So it's almost identical to normal year one. You just get a little bit of extra help from us so that you will then be able to go, once you finish the international year one, directly into year two. And then finally, we offer pre-masters programs. Our pre-masters programs are designed for people who haven't quite got the entry criteria for a master's direct, or are changing their course or their speciality into something quite different, or students who've had a long study gap as well, so that we can help them develop those study skills so that they're eventually ready to be able to go directly to the master's programs. All of those are offered at all our universities. And then there's a couple of nice things to note about us. Our CASs are inclusive, which means when you come with us, your visa is for the full length of your stay. It's not just for your foundation or for your pre-masters. Once you have your pre-masters entry with a CAS, it also includes your masters as well. That's the same with the foundation. If you come as foundation, it's for the full 4 years of your course. And the same with international year one, your visa will be for the full time of your course. So that's through us. And because we're integrated into the universities, that also means we are integrated into the university life. So your campus will be the same campus as it would be for students entering directly. You're not at a different place in a different campus. So you will have full access to the university accommodation if you want it. You will have full access to the student union, the sports facilities, the libraries, all of the things that a student who is going direct has the access to. You will also get access to that as well. Additionally, as well as our entry criteria, I know a lot of you are probably a little bit worried about the English language qualifications. It's quite difficult at the moment, I think, probably to do IELTS. So at the University of Bedfordshire, the University of Chichester, and the University of Creative Arts, we are offering the use of our own English test, which is called the HLA. This will be available to all of you to be able to do. There is a website which you can book that test, and you can use it to get entrance into the university, but also for visa purposes. The test is done when you want it from your own home, and you will get the result within 3 to 5 working days. So it's a very fast way of getting the English language requirement that you might need, and that's available to all of you. Additionally, on top of that, scholarships are available. This is something you can talk directly to IG Education about. But if you are thinking about scholarships and looking at it, please talk to them about it. They will be able to give you information about what is available to you and what sort of things you can get. But please ask them; they're more than willing to help you and to give you advice about those kind of things that are available. Additionally, I think and I think majorly, I think the major factor really here at the moment is the coronavirus situation. Now, I know that a lot of people are quite concerned about how that is affecting things, changing things, and how that may, and obviously how the universities are dealing with it. So I think there's a few things I'd like to say. First of all, at the present moment, universities across the UK are operating face-to-face. Students have come back to British universities. They are operating face-to-face, which means that when you come to study in September, your classes will be face-to-face. And the reason that is because Britain has now become a very secure place for coronavirus. We have got maybe potentially, you could argue, the best vaccination policy in the world. At the present moment, 70% of the UK population has had a vaccine, a first vaccine, and 40% have had the second vaccine. By September, that will be all of the country will have both their first and the second vaccine. At the present moment, the vaccine is now being given to people under the age of 30. So that the hope is that by June, everyone will have had at least their first vaccine. By September, everybody will have had their vaccine. It means that our coronavirus rate is very low. Our death rate is incredibly low. We are by far and away the best place in Europe at the moment. And certainly it's a very, very safe country to come to. We are working very hard to make sure that everything is safe, so that when you do come here, when you do study with us, there are a number of COVID policies that are in place to protect you, but they are there to make sure that everything is okay. Britain is now open for business. As of last week, bars, restaurants, sports events were all open again to the public, that people could go. And the plan is by the middle of June that the UK will have no coronavirus restrictions because of the safety level. And that is what will be happening. So we're talking about some major, major positive changes in the way that coronavirus is being dealt with in the UK. So what I wanted to make sure you understand is that, that there is, that the UK is a very safe place to come and study, and will continue to be so. And, it's a positive for everybody involved. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your nice presentation. So, David, would you like to share any more sliding or just whatever? We can ask the question for our viewers.
Yeah, I think it's probably best if we open some questions. I'm more than happy to answer any questions the students may have about the universities themselves. Perhaps just a little bit about the universities, just to give you an idea. St Mary's is based in London. It's it's in the borough of Richmond, which is the safest place to live in London. It's been in existence for 200 years. Has a very good focus on law and business and psychology, and also has very, very good sports-related degrees. In fact, if the University of St Mary's was an Olympic country, it would have finished 21 in the last Olympic table. So very much focused on that. Worcester is near Birmingham. It's a very traditional British city. Large range of possible courses available. Is very, very highly rated for student satisfaction. It's always in the top 3 for student satisfaction within the UK, which means that the students are extremely well looked after. The University of Ubique has a slightly different profile. It's a modern university and very much focused on engineering, although it does also have an excellent business department. It's just invested £50 million in a new business department. The University of Creative Arts, as obviously is in the name, is a creative arts university, but again also has an excellent business school, which is rated in the top 7 business schools in the country. As a university, it is also rated in the top 30 in the country. And finally, Chichester. Chichester is our latest partner. It's on the coast, so it's actually on the beach almost. And the university is rated in the top 25 universities in the country. Has an excellent business department and also is got a very good focus on computing. We're very excited to have them as a partner because they're a very, very well regarded and very, very good institution. They've got a very, very good standard of teaching quality. So we're fantastically happy to have them on board. So if anyone has any questions, please let me know, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have.
Yes. So based on your description, we also know that the university you represents, all of them, I think just only except one, all 4 of them have got British government recognition, the teaching excellence framework recognition, especially Creative Arts has gold, and St Mary's and Bedfordshire has silver rating.
Yes,
so it also further shows.
Chichester has silver also.
So it's also further shows that how qualityful a university is, and that student is definitely getting the quality education because it is recognized by the British government.
Absolutely.
So
correct. Yes, absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And I think these are things that people need to look at. Don't just take your agent's word for it. Have a look on the websites. Find out about the universities. Every one of those universities has a website you can look at, and you'll see that they've got excellent teaching standards and very, very good reputations, which is extremely important. And also, I think it's also important to mention that they also really look after the students. It's not just about the education experience.
The rating itself,
who will be coming from another country. We need to make sure that you're looked after, which is why coming with us is great, because you not only have the university looking after you, but you also have Holmes Education looking after as well.
Exactly. So on the other hand, here at IELTS Education, we also British Council recognized agent. So that means all of our counselor, the experience student will get from us, it's obviously highly qualified counselor we have, who process their application and guide the student from A to Z with their with the processing. So this is our part.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's an extremely important part, because the agent, they're important, because it's not just about getting in your application. It's also about making sure that when you go through the process, you go through it properly, because it doesn't just end with you getting an offer. There's the process, first of all, of making sure that everything goes correct until you get your CAS. But even once you get your CAS, it's also making sure that you correctly get everything into the system, so that you are in the best position to be able to get your visa. And for this, you need people, for example, that are British Council qualified, that will be able to give you the advice, help, support that you need so that you're going to be able to make sure that not only do you get your your offer and your CAS, but you also make sure ultimately, which is the most important thing, you get your visa as well.
Exactly. So as you said, so our process began at the time of student when come to us until they are in the UK, and even after 1 year, 2 years, they still call us to know the update and to
Yes.
know their process further supporting opening their bank account, how to apply for the NI. I mean, settle down everything, airport pickup, so everything basically like A to Z process. And even though we do everything for our student, we are happy to charge them 0 pence. So it's completely free on our student. So we do everything free for them. So I think this is one of the beauty for IG education.
Yeah, and I think it's very important that students understand that they need that support, because there's nothing more frustrating from our side than we get a student who's really good, that's got the perfect profile, but they make some kind of silly mistake when they apply for their visa, and it means they get rejected. There are so many
Exactly.
little tiny things that you wouldn't even think that were important, but for UKVI they really are. So you really need to make sure that you're given the right support so that you can go through that process correctly, and IG will be able to give you that support.
Exactly. So we have dedicated team who assess the application and make sure that from the very beginning that all the thing in place to submit the application, and then obviously to apply for the CAS, to apply for the visa application, all those things is handled by the professional counselor who are always here to guide all of our students. It's kind of 24/7 service because we have dedicated team in the UK who serve the UK time based. Also, we have dedicated team based in the Bangladesh who also get the service from Bangladesh office. So it's like kind of 24/7 service for our students.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have started receiving some of comments from our viewers, prospective students or guardians.
Okay.
So let's get their question. So David, can you read from the screen?
Okay.
David, can you see the question in the screen?
I can see a lot of. I can see some of the comments. Yeah, I can see some of the comments.
Yeah, in the screen.
Just give them one of them to answer. This is one of the questions. Is it possible to get a visa if I apply with 5? Okay, right. So there's a long and short answer to this question. So it depends on the course. So for entrance to our course in foundation, with IELTS score, you need to get a 5.5 minimum overall and a 5.5 in each part. For pre-master international year 1, it's a 6 and 5.5 in each part minimum. Now, if you've got a 5, that doesn't mean that you can't apply. There are certain, for example, certain universities, Bedfordshire, for example, and St Mary's, we do run pre-sessional courses which you could apply with a 5. Now, those are obviously more expensive. They cost money. My personal feeling is that if you're close to that 5.5 mark, if you've got a 5, you're almost there, then I would certainly think about doing our test, which is known as the HLA. IG Education will be able to give more information about how that works, but that test would allow you to be able to get into the university and also for UKVI purposes. So you don't just have to have IELTS, okay? But as I'll repeat this again, to get into foundation, you need 5.5 overall and 5.5 in each part. For international year 1, it's 6 and a 5.5 overall, and the same for the pre-masters. All right, but there are other exams you can do, including our own, so the HLA, which means that you have the opportunity to get that result, so that you'll be able to go through. Okay, hope that answers the question.
Yes. Yes. So further clarification that if a student takes the HL English test, they can use for the academic purpose. I mean, university will accept this as instead of IELTS. And the beauty is they can apply for the visa by using the same test. So it works like UPVI IELTS, exactly.
Absolutely. The test is applicable for university entrance and will also be then used for their visa requirement as well.
Exactly. The next question we
Any other
have,
questions?
yeah, the next question I think we already answered by the first question.
Same idea. Right, okay.
Yeah, same idea.
Yeah, so what I would say is yes, you can get an offer without an IELTS, but you'll get a conditional offer. The conditional offer needed for you to get an English language certificate. Again, it doesn't have to be an IELTS. It can be our HLA. There are other options as well, including Pearson. So there are other options available as well. You can get an offer, but it will be conditional. You will not get an unconditional offer until you meet the English requirement.
Okay. The next question is, I think it's from a Guardian.
Sorry, one thing to add. If you don't have the English but are going to get it, apply now anyway. It doesn't matter. We can work on the English part. All right, just make sure you get the applications in as early as possible. The earlier application in, the more chance you've got of being able to go through the process and making sure you get your visa in the correct time. All right.
Exactly, because university deal application first come first serve basis. So when application goes, then the turnaround time will be according to that.
Absolutely.
So I mean, obviously, university will not pick the letter application and give the offer letter based on the student demands. The next question is, his brother got secondary and higher secondary 5, and in degree he have got 3.10 from Independent University Bangladesh. So maybe he's looking for the master's admission and he's asking for the course.
For 3 masters, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
The masters. I believe by the score, he is eligible for the masters.
I'm not the Independent University of Bangladesh. Yes, he's eligible for 3 masters, yes. So he could ask it. Now, as far as the probable cost and scholarships, so the probable cost would depend a little bit on, I'm not, the university itself, is it a 4-year or a 3-year course?
It's 4-year course. Yeah, it's 4-year course. All private universities course in Bangladesh,
so
4 years.
So if it's a 4-year course, right. If it's a 4-year university course, then they would be eligible for a 1-semester pre-masters. Okay, on a 1-semester pre-masters, it's actually a very, very reasonable cost. It's £6,750 for a 1 semester. All right. As far as scholarships go, they are available. I'm not going to talk about the scholarships because that's something that you need to discuss with IG. What I can say is that are available. IG will be able to help you with scholarships, but they are available for all students. But you need to speak to IG to be able to access those scholarships, but they are available. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, dear students or guardian, so please send us your documents, our students, or visit our office in Bangladesh with your documents, and we can assess your application and give you the proper advice. The next question is related to IELTS, because IELTS is a really hot topic in Bangladesh because all IELTS center is off, so student cannot take the IELTS. So obviously, this question comes very often from the student that, yes, Mr. Shohel, you can apply without IELTS now, and then you can submit your IELTS later on. Or you can take university's internal English test, which will cover your IELTS requirement. Next question is...
Please apply. Don't worry if you haven't the English language. Do that later, not this year.
Okay, the next question is from one of the student from
Okay.
Fasil. He has done his undergrad in 2014 to 2018, automobile specialist, BTEC. Is there any possibility to take masters in finance? Is the gap any problem? So a student basically has two questions. Will the
Yeah.
gap be an
No,
issue,
the gap
and
is
can he shift?
right. So the answer to the question is yes, you can apply for finance, a master's, for a pre-master's, and no, the gap is not a problem. That's not a particularly large gap. The biggest issue with gaps is more to do with uh, for the foundation courses. Anything more than 2 years at foundation is problematic. We have got some exceptions, but it's slightly more difficult. But we do have some universities that will be willing to accept a 3-year gap for foundation. But for pre-masters, that gap is absolutely fine. There's no problem whatsoever. So whoever this is, I can't really see, it's written quite small. Anyway, this student, yeah, absolutely, you will be totally eligible to be able to go for pre-masters in finance.
Because just one specific question also, like a student is coming from automobile and to study finance. So how university look at it?
Yes. Well, as I said, one of the reasons that a pre-masters exists is that it's the hello. You see me?
The sound was
Hi, sorry about that.
not there last few minutes.
Okay, so that's why the pre-masters exists, to be able to help students change from one type of course to another. All right, so that's absolutely fine. There is no problem with the university looking at that. Obviously, what they would require is a statement of purpose explaining why you would like to change over. It may be for personal reasons, it may be for a change of career prospects, career path, whatever the reasons, absolutely fine. A statement of purpose will always help to help with your application. So if you can provide a statement of purpose explaining the change, no problem at all.
All right. Fasil, I hope you got your answer. Moving back to the next question. Student have go 4 years study gap and he has done job during this time and he wants to apply for the pre-masters. Can I apply?
That's fine. Oh, that's fine. Same sort of thing as I said to the other person. That's fine. Just explain with a statement of purpose what you were doing, what job you're doing now. You need to change, and what's the reasoning? What's the educational reason for you? And education developing into where you want to go in the future. Statement of purpose, explaining what you did in that gap and why you want to now do a master's. That's absolutely fine. It's not too big a gap for pre-masters. That's absolutely fine.
Okay. Because you are talking about the 4 years gap is fine. So can I ask like how many years gap you can accept for the pre-masters? How many years gap you can accept for the pre-masters?
I've got to be okay. There's no official gap. Yeah, I heard the question. Sorry. Now there is no official gap number. All right. There isn't this is the number. This is the amount. All right.
Okay.
It very much. This is why I'm saying it's the purpose. It very much depends on the student profile and why they're doing it.
Okay.
What I would say is the older a student gets, the more difficult. If it was somebody my age, I'll be brutally honest, I'm an old man, it would be more complicated because of my age. But students who are in their late 20s, even to their early 30s, and they're looking to change, that's okay. All right. Each individual student is looked at individually. Everyone has different reasons for changing. What we want is students, when they do the statement of purpose, is to write from their heart their honest reasons for changing. Okay, and that's the important thing. What we want is good, credible students. And if you're a good, credible student who's got good, credible reasons for changing, which I'm sure you all are, then there is no problem. You will be given an offer. But there is no set amount of time for a pre-masters. There is a set amount of time for foundation. As I said, more than 2 years is problematic. We do have some exceptions. Anything more than 2 years, then it will be slightly more complicated, and that's to do with the visa, the chances of getting a visa rejection. But again, we will look at each and every case individually. So, please don't be scared to put your application anyway. We can always try to work out a solution.
Okay, the next question is basically from the previous student. He has 93 and 95 in English. I hope he is from India, I think. So based on his 12 standard English or 10th English, will he be eligible for the IELTS exemption?
Sure, I understand the question. Unfortunately, the IELTS waiver for India is no longer accepted in our universities. It was, but unfortunately, we're no longer accepting IELTS waivers, no matter how good your English is. But I would suggest if your English is really good, if you've got 93 or 95% in English, do the HLA. You'll be absolutely fine, and then you'll have your certificate and you'll be able to go where you need to go. All right, but we don't operate, unfortunately, anymore an IELTS waiver from India, and that is the case in a lot of universities.
Okay. Is it also applicable for the direct entry application as well?
Sorry, I didn't hear that. It was a bit crackly. Anybody else have any questions?
Yes. The next question is from Sakib Khandakar. Which university under Holmes Education? What is the minimum requirement for bachelor? Yes, Sakib, I think I can give this answer instead of David. So, university has St. Mary's University. Holmes Education has St. Mary's, Bedfordshire, University of Ulster, University of Chichester, and University for the Creative Arts. So these 5 universities, and the minimum requirement for the bachelor will be at least 3.5 from Bangladesh HSC education, HSC high secondary, and obviously I believe you have heard the English requirement as well. So yes, yes, Sakib. So please let us know if you have any further question. The next question is, can a student take Duolingo, MOI, or OITC acceptable for bachelor?
Okay, so very quickly, Duolingo, no. OITC, no. MOI, yes, at UCA.
Okay.
UCA, yes.
I think only for UCA, yes?
Yes, for MOI. The rest of them, again, I'll repeat what I said. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our own test. Go and do our HLA test online. It's the easiest way. It's the easiest way to do it. That's my suggestion. Please speak to IG. They'll be able to help you organize it.
All right. The next question is MBA or business related subject entry requirement for Ulster University.
David, there is some network issues, I think.
Yes, there are some network issues. We will be continuing because we cannot hang the session. We have to keep going.
This problem is from David's side.
We do not know, but I can also hear some of the issues. Slow net connection, maybe. Okay, David, can you hear me okay? David, can you hear me okay?
Hi, sorry, I didn't hear that.
Student wants to know the MBA or business related subjects entry requirement for Ulster University. So can you please answer that?
Okay, so it depends. It depends. The students depend if they're doing a 3 or a 4 year bachelor's degree if they're from Bangladesh, and then it depends on the university. It's the equivalent of an English 2-2. So basically, if they've got a pass mark of 3.2 normally GPA, then they would be able to enter. But it depends on the university, so it's quite a difficult question to answer, that one.
Okay.
But what I would suggest is speak to IG, they'll give you some advice on that.
Yes, that's all it is. We ask all of our students to contact us or visit us so that we can guide them one-on-one. So you can book a one-on-one session with us just by calling us or just by emailing us. We are always here to help you. So please do that and let us know if you have any comment. So I'd like to ask Shodab if you have any question for Bangladesh student specific.
Yes, yes, David. I have some questions regarding Bangladeshi students. As you know, for Bangladeshi students, there is a big issue about IELTS. They are afraid about IELTS and they are not willing to take IELTS exam. And due to this COVID-19 situation in Bangladesh, is also a problem. Students do not give IELTS exam and do not take IELTS exam actually right now. So in that case, you are providing HLA test from Holmes Education Group. So in that case, do you accept HLA test for St. Mary University, London? Hello?
No. Unfortunately, at the moment, we don't accept HLA for St. Mary's. It will be. St. Mary's is looking through all of their English texts at the moment to see which one they will accept post-COVID. So until we've gone through that process, they're not accepting it. So HLA at the moment is available with Chichester, UCA, and Bedfordshire only.
Okay, Chichester, Bedfordshire, and Worcester only. Yes, right. Okay.
Yes.
Then
it's really bad, so I can't quite move. Sorry, it's Chichester, UCA, Bedfordshire.
okay. Then I would like to ask about study gap for bachelor's and master's program for Bangladeshi students. Study, how much study gap do you accept from Bangladeshi students for bachelor and master's program?
Sorry, what? I'm really sorry, but I can't. Sorry, the reception is really bad. I can hardly hear either of you. Sorry,
There is some internet issue. That's the problem actually. I'm asking about I'm asking about study gap. I'm asking about study gap for master's program and bachelor's program in Bangladesh. How much study gap do you accept for bachelor's and master's students?
So the study. Okay, so study gap. I got it. Okay. So
Yes, study gap. Yes, study.
Masters,
Yes.
there isn't one officially, so don't worry about it. Study gap for foundation is 2 years. Okay, 2 years. International year 1 is 2 years, maybe 3, but not for pre-masters.
And previously, St. Mary University accepted Duolingo for January 2021, but recently they are not accepting, I think, Duolingo right now.
Duolingo is not being accepted by many universities at the moment because it's the exam itself is being questioned about how successful it is for university students. So no, Duolingo is not being accepted. Sorry about that, everybody. As I said, and I will repeat, HLA is the one to do.
Okay, fine. Then I'd like to say one of the major question from our university. Okay. One of the major question from our student side is scholarship. Can you hear me now? Hello.
Can I?
Sorry, the sound is gone.
Hi, David. Can you hear me?
Wait, let me try something. 1 second. Very badly. Hang on.
David, is network issues from your
Okay,
side
try now.
actually.
Yeah, no, I know. It's my side. I know.
Okay.
So what's the question? I can hear better
Okay,
now.
next question. Okay. Now I think it's fine right now. Next question is about scholarships. There is a major question from our student side right now. They are wanted to know about scholarship. How many scholarship you are issued for pre-master's program and direct master's program, and for bachelor's and for foundation also.
Okay, so
Hello?
it's a I don't really like to ask this question because I think I have to be a little bit careful with this question. There are a range of scholarships available, but you need to speak to ID about them, and they'll be able to give you advice on them. There are scholarships which I will give you a range of scholarships. They range from £1,000 to £3,000. All right, but speak to ID about what you are, what you can get, and how we can work it out. But the range is from 1,000 to 3,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we can say it's based on individual case by case basis, and based on your profile, and based on the university as well. So once you submit the application with us, we can process and we can ask the university to issue the highest amount of scholarship, and that's what we do always.
Correct.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. For pre-master's courses, as we know that the English entry requirements is IELTS 5.5, not below 5.5. In that case, if any students have overall 5.5, but 2 modules he has or he have 5. In that case, how you deal this case? Is there any opportunity?
I'll repeat. Pre-masters is pre-masters is 6 for a start and 5.5 overall. Anybody who has less than that score, they are going to have to do HLA. Okay, we don't accept if it's got a 5, and it doesn't work like that. So I'll repeat what I've said before. HLA, if you don't have the IELTS score, if you've got a 5 or a 5.5 and you're not quite there, do HLA. You can, if you want to, for a foundation course, do a pre-sessional. But my advice to everybody is do the HLA. It's the best and easiest way to be able to get your English language score.
Exactly. So can you tell us just a little bit the structure of the HLA? Just a little bit.
Yeah, so the HLA is similar to the IELTS in the sense that it tests your writing, your speaking, your reading, and your listening. It's done online via computer, so you will be doing the test online. You will be on a recorded Zoom call with the examiner. So you will have a one-to-one session with an examiner. It lasts about an hour and a half, during which time you'll be doing some speaking tasks, some listening tasks, and one long writing task. It's one long writing task, which you will then send to the examiner. The actual questions are similar in many ways to an IELTS test, but it's a shorter and much quicker to be able to get the results. Anyone interested, if you go onto YouTube and write in Holmes Language Assessment, you will be able to watch videos of students doing the test, and also explanations by the teachers and the director of HLA test explaining how it works.
Okay, so we can say that a student who has basically computer-based IELTS experience or preparation, they can they can do better because the traditional paper pen based and the computer-based IELTS a bit different because of everything happens in the screen. So a student need to be familiarized at least a little bit about how to operate PC and all those things, that component.
Absolutely. I mean, that's essential. They need to be able to do it, but it's not hugely difficult. And I'm sure if you have any questions, IG will be able to help you, and they can show you how to be able to do the exam effectively.
Yes. So another thing, the exam happens just not only on the screen, also the real human being also involved in the process. So
Correct.
student
So
will not be bored.
exactly. No.
Student will not be
So
bored. He will be instructed.
No. The examiner will be with you all the way through the test.
Okay. And within 3 to 5 working days, a student can get the results.
Correct.
Yeah, I believe it costs £50 at this moment, isn't it?
It's £50. Yeah, it's £50, which can be done online. Please ask IG for the address. Very easy to book, very easy to do, very easy to get your results.
Yeah. Yes, sure. Do you have any question for Bangladeshi student specific?
Do you have any guideline for HLA test?
Yes, on the website. So go on the website. Go on holmeslanguageassessment.com. There is a lot of explanation of how it works. And as I said, if you go on YouTube, you will find examples of the test, an example and a lot of different explanations by the director of HLA of how the test works. It's all available to you online.
Okay. For Sister University, do you only run a foundation program and
No. We have foundation. Foundation, international year 1, and pre-masters.
And pre-masters. Okay. Thank
All
you so
three.
much.
For Bedfordshire, David, is there any hope in future to take international year also on board under Holmes?
Yes, international year 1 hopefully will be available. We've just added pre-masters, so hopefully within the next, then probably January. I don't think it'll be available for September, but January, the hope we'll have international year 1 as well at Bedfordshire as well.
Okay, so currently, can you submit pre-masters Bedfordshire application? Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes.
So the entry requirement is as same like 6, no less than 5.5. The IELTS requirement?
Yeah, it's the same. It's more or less the same as the other universities. Again, the English requirement is the same everywhere. It's 6, 5.5 in each part minimum, 6 overall for pre-masters.
All right.
Okay.
So lastly, to let the student know, especially from South Asia, that as of now, today, the COVID situation is getting controlled. There's the positive thing, obviously, as David clearly mentioned, but still because of the different variation in South Asian country, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, those countries are in red list. So students have to, whoever got the visa under the university from Holmes and they wish to come to the UK, you have to quarantine for 10 days by government set guideline, which will cost you £1,750 for 10 days hotel quarantine. And that also included the COVID test, 2 COVID tests. So you do not need to book
that's right.
different COVID tests.
Yes. Correct.
Yes, exactly.
The COVID tests are quite expensive, so that you'd have to take those anyway. So actually, yes, that's correct. It does include the COVID test. Correct.
Yeah, it's a COVID test. So you will not get any chance to go out. Once you complete the immigration, you will be guided to the designated hotel set by yourself, and you have to pay before you come to the UK, like the passenger locator form when you fill. So at the same time, you have to book that, and before you arrive the UK, you make sure that you've done all the required process. Otherwise, you will be penalized £1,000 at least.
Yes. So I mean, obviously, the red list is something that might change between now and September. But again, another reason to be in touch with IG so that they can make sure that you're fully aware of the system, what's happening, and if there are any changes. But yes, at the moment, that is the system. But, you know, there's a long way to go between now and September. So who knows where it'll be by then. Yes,
exactly. Because government review the situation every day, every other day. So we do not know. Maybe in one month time, it will be in the green zone as well. Because government also introduced a green list. So it is not that for the lifelong list, others be red list. No. government review
I'll
every.
And
Yeah.
I can give you an example. Portugal was on the red list. It's now on the green list. So it's, 6 months. So it was, I think, 5 months ago, it was on the red list, and now it's on the green list. So it's gone quite a long way. Gone green from amber to red, amber to green. So it can happen.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So a student who is thinking that what should I do? Should I apply now or should I wait? We would suggest make the application, carry on your process,
Yes.
because the university admission never been held by COVID. We worked day night from, we never stopped. So the processing was always active. University was open, but due to pandemic, students have to do class online. Obviously, the situation is getting better. University is inviting students to join the face-to-face classes, so a student can join their campus life, enjoy their campus life from the September. And some of the university also saying that they will do the convocation as well. So it's a really positive news from the university side.
Yes.
And there are quick tests also available. Government also planning in different way to make sure that the resident, the people who lives, students, all are safe. And government, university, they always prioritize students and their nationals' health and safety. So please don't be scared. Make your application and contact us. Visit our UK office or our Bangladesh office. We are just one phone or one email away. So please email us or call us. We will be in touch you shortly. Okay. So at the end, David, do you have any final comments?
No, I'm just very excited, and hopefully we'll be having some of your students apply, and we'll be looking forward to welcoming you to the UK very, very soon, as the world opens up again, and we're able to enjoy the full wonders of the education system and really enjoy our university life. We look forward to seeing you soon. All right.
Yes, we are also hoping to get back to the normal. So we adopted new normal last 2 years. We hope to go back to the generic normal, not the new normal.
Exactly. Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Fantastic.
everybody.
It's been a pleasure. Take care, everybody.
Everybody, take care. Bye bye.
Okay, David.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks,
you so much.
everybody, for joining
Bye.
us.
No,
Hope to see you again.
Okay.
Bye bye.